Story 1. My 16-year-old daughter Sarah was working her first job at a national chain shoe store, and ended up with a manager from hell, Diana. This woman was passive-aggressive from the beginning. Sarah is a very well-adjusted child that does not have significant insecurities. We're a thin-skinned, teasing family. But from the get-go Diana constantly looked at her / talked to her / treated her in a very disrespectful manner and had Sarah questioning if Diana just intensely disliked her. Fast forward a few months and it's apparent Diana treats the entire staff that way, and is generally moody and disrespectful to everyone. Over the few months Sarah was working there, she observed Diana taking off for hours while on the clock, and asking the employees, all very young, teens / early 20s, to cover for her. It eventually became common knowledge that Diana was having an affair with a married man, bragging about it in the store with her very young employees, and asking the girls to field phone calls and only give her the phone if it was the district manager, because she was afraid the wife was going to find out and be looking for her. Diana told my daughter specifically to answer the phone and tell anyone besides her boss that she was not there. Here's where the story gets better. Sarah eventually became very depressed about going to work and we found another route for her, so she was going to put in her notice a few days ago. I dropped her off to open the store, and she was there alone with Diana. Since Sarah was planning on giving notice that day, I had come back to the store about an hour after opening and walked in to talk to her about the time frame of her notice. Note that I do not make it a habit of going into the store to talk to my daughter when she is working. There were about 6 or 7 customers in the store when I spoke to Sarah, whispering briefly, and Diana walked out of the back, headed to the front. In this moment I got what I can only imagine is the same disgusted, disrespectful look that the employees get constantly. Knowing all the things she was up to, I just looked back at her as she walked past me. I then turned my back on her to finish speaking to my child. I then heard a voice behind me say, "Do you have a problem with me?" This woman had called me out from across the store, where she is the manager, with customers in the store. I said nothing to her before this. In a nutshell, I asked her if she was seriously calling me out in front of the whole store, told her I did have a problem with her and that I was taking my child with me right then and there. I told Sarah to get her stuff, and as we were walking out, I did mention making a few phone calls including the wife. I was bluffing because I don't know who it is. But the karma part. When I got home I made a phone call to corporate and told them everything. As far as I'm concerned, she was putting my child in danger messing with another woman's husband and bringing her business to work. I am personally and intimately acquainted with the intense negative emotions associated with betrayal and cheating, and in today's atmosphere of cruelty, we see too many instances where a betrayed partner is moved to commit a cruel act in a partner's place of employment. I had visions of some woman showing up at that store to confront Diana while Sarah was there, and the endless possibilities of how that confrontation might go down. Not on my watch. And the happy ending? It only took them 48 hours to fire the cheating promiscuous woman. She's lucky I don't know who she's sleeping with. I'd bet money somebody knows, and you would be doing the wife of the AP a kindness if you found out and gave her a heads up. Should be as easy as parking near her home and keeping an eye out for who is coming and going, and writing down license plates. Oh, don't worry, I'm not finished. I've been in a position where everyone wanted to tell me what they knew after I left my cheating first husband, and it made me so angry that no one bothered to be upfront with me when I was trying to figure it out on my own. I will always come down on the side of telling the spouse, because people have the right to make decisions based on all the information. I would want to know. It hurt me so badly when I realized all my work colleagues and my employees all knew what was going on and nobody cared enough to tell me about it. I think if you see something, you should say something. It is cruel if you don't. Absolutely. Anytime there's a situation of infidelity like this, all the people involved should make sure everyone is informed. I'm so glad to hear you protected your daughter and then took out the trash, so to speak. I agree with the last commenter. I'm really glad you did the right thing protecting your daughter from the mistreatments from her boss, who's a cheater. Glad that she's fired and got what she deserved. It would be more cool if only you contacted her AP's wife. I think she'll thank you for that and spilled the beans because she has the right to know. Story 2. Hey all, sorry if this is a little winded, losing my mind a bit here. I've been with my current girlfriend since high school, give or take a couple breaks from when we were fool kids. I know it's cliche, but she really is my best friend and I can't imagine not having her with me. I actually had worked and saved up for a ring, and got her father's blessing to propose and everything. She also kinda knew this, and while the proposal would be a surprise, she knew I had talked to her dad and that the proposal itself was around the corner. Because we moved to a new area a couple years ago, she hasn't really made any friends outside of work. She's made good friends at her job, but her work is 99% male. I don't have a problem with this at all. I've always trusted her and I don't think there's anything wrong with her being friends with a guy. One guy in particular, who I'll call F, has a pretty close relationship with her, nothing out of line though. However, this past week some funny stuff went down. A couple weeks ago she went on a camping trip with her friends from work, all male, including F. I was admittedly a little uncomfortable with this, but figured their so's were going as well, and that they're all just friends and I'm being overprotective. I found out only after she left for the trip that it was just her coworkers and her, and that F was driving her. Fast forward to this past Wednesday. I got an Instagram follow request from F's longtime girlfriend, I'll call her C. I mentioned it to my girlfriend as I thought it was nice. She immediately started asking if she could use my phone to play games and stuff. The next morning I had a dentist appointment, and got an email from Instagram saying someone had logged into my computer from home. I don't use Instagram desktop. I confronted her about it and she informed me that F and C had broken up because C was jealous of F's relationship with my girlfriend. She hid it from me supposedly because she didn't want me to get worried. I ended up reaching out to C and she told me that she had seen messages between my girlfriend and F that were out of line. Messages about sharing a tent, which she says they never actually ended up doing, but who the duck knows, and having fun at work on break. All of these were initiated by F somewhat jokingly, but my girlfriend didn't do much to shut it down. I also found out she went out for drinks with him after him and C broke up, and kayaked as well. Turns out my girlfriend was hiding all these from me. I was pretty pissed and talked to her about this. She said she just didn't really know how to respond to him and was uncomfortable, didn't really realize how bad it looked at first and afterwards didn't want to see him anymore. When I asked how she could go out for drinks with him after and kayak as well, she said they were good friends and she felt really bad for him because of his split with C. I would like to think if I were in her position, no matter how uncomfortable I felt, I'd have the composure to shut that down even if nothing physical happened. I feel pretty betrayed and disrespected. I was away working while she camped with this guy and I have no proof that they didn't share a tent. But at the end of the day I also love this girl and was completely ready to marry her. She's been in tears these past few days saying she can't imagine her life without me. This has completely blindsided me. Honestly at a loss, what's the right move here? If she didn't think much of it or that it was wrong, then why did she try so hard to keep it hidden? I believe there's more to it. I'd understand if she went to you and was upfront and honest about it all, but she went out her way to hide it and do all this. The thing that stands out also is how she's suddenly uncomfortable around him, but the timing is when crap's hitting the fan for her and this friend. She didn't seem uncomfortable doing the rest, but now that the XGF is popping out trying to expose the messages and all, she's suddenly uncomfortable and trying to go NC with them. Did anyone offer to show you text between them? Yes, you trust her, but she has broken that trust currently and isn't in the right to argue about trust or privacy when it comes to seeing the text between her and that guy. She lied. So end of story. Trust needs to be rebuilt. Yeah, this is what bothers me as well. Makes me wonder what would have happened if nobody ever caught those messages first. I did ask to see them, but she said she deleted them, which is also weird. There is no valid reason to delete their texts if nothing shady was happening. I agree with the poster above. It's odd that she's all of a sudden distancing herself from the guy. If she genuinely didn't do anything wrong or weird, then she shouldn't be freaking out. This has all the hallmarks of her getting caught and trickle-truthing you. She's just admitting to what you can already prove and nothing more. And she's deleted all the evidence of anything else. I agree with the first commenter, there's more into it. If I were you, listen to your gut feeling. You know that there's something off about it, why hide it? And she's acting shady. Why delete the texts? If I were you, I'll just end that relationship and find someone better. Worldwide comments of the day. I can't stand the excuses these people make to try to forgive their disgusting spouses. She gave her time, love, respect and body to another man and you still want to stay with her? Just no, dude. This story is so frustrating because he just wants validation to reconcile, but the wayward spouse is lacking accountability. And this is why I'm content and happy being single until the day I pass over. Just so much can go wrong for a massive wager that is called marriage. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more interesting and relatable Reddit videos.